Yo, what is good? Oh shit, Jack is here.
Yeah,
I,
I made it.
yeah, I didn't have to do the solo breakdown.
Solo breakdown.
He got here. Shit. Well, first off, how you doing, man? Hanging in there?
Yeah, I noticed. Hey, the ticker isn't there.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. Good idea. Yeah. Let's put that on there. Get a good one. There we go. Okay. There we go. So yeah, man, we have a lot to get to and you got to think too. This was a show that was a day sooner. Well, a day sooner because usually we're Tuesday and we do it on Wednesday. Yeah. So for this being a slap together, not really planned thing, we have a lot of shit to get into. I'm not expecting too many live viewers right now, only because it's Saturday
and it's early. Yeah,
in college football. College football game day is huge. So
we're not. I don't think we're gonna outdo Pat McAfee.
No, well, someday, that's the goal.
Someday we'll be the special guest making the picks.
Yeah, someone's here, and believe it or not, it's someone on Twitch. So shout out. Drop a comment. Maybe it's that Twitch dude from last time. That Liberty
Hopefully
dude.
It's not Jake Young. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yo, we're up to 3. All right, cool.
Yeah, can't beat it.
All right. So obviously the first thing I want to get into is World Series Game 1. What a game, dude!
Fucking game. Going into the Dodgers were coming up to bat. It was 3-2. I was sitting here thinking we're about to have to make that ticker
navy blue.
Yeah, navy blue. And then there was 2 outs, and that Yankees outfielder made that crazy catch where he fell into the crowd. And I'm like, all right, we're down to 1 out. Like, unless something crazy happens, it's done.
Yeah.
And then they decided not to pitch to Mookie Betts. And then in my head, I'm like, they're going to regret this.
Yeah. I don't get. I mean,
Freddie Freeman hit that the first pitch, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. And yo, in that situation, I would do the same thing. I'm first pitch swinging. You bring a guy in, and number one, nerves, right? Number 2, you're gonna try to get ahead of me on something hittable. Yeah. Is my view. So a first pitch swing, bombing it, dude. I'd do the same fucking thing.
And I don't know why they put Nestor Cortez. They didn't have anyone better. Like,
but that's the thing. That's the thing is that
over a month.
They did. And here's the thing. There was a long break between the championship series and the World Series. So there's no excuse that your bullpen was tired.
Yeah. It's the first game, too. Your bullpen's not going to be – it wasn't like it was a bullpen game. Both guys pitched into Garrett Cole pitched into the 7th. So at the very least, you could have those – like setup guys that are kind of at the end of the bullpen that have at least pitched recently when Nestor Cortez he hadn't pitched since September 18th, and you're putting him in the World Series in a jam. Like,
I really hope. I mean, the shit that I've been seeing online have been blaming him somewhat. Don't blame that man.
No, I don't blame him at all.
I blame Aaron Boone, who maybe has one of the toughest jobs in sports, but
yeah.
To me, that was just fucking boneheaded shit, dude. It was just stupid. You don't go there. You go to, like you said, our bullpen's been solid all fucking postseason.
Someone who's been pitching in every series. I mean, it doesn't have to be your top, 8th, 9th inning guy, but know how there's there's those guys in baseball where if the game is close in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, they'll be used almost every night. And then there's those guys towards the end of the bullpen that really aren't used that much unless, like, the game is completely out of reach. Like, you could at least have used one of those guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, as a game, I feel like it was an instant classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can ask for. I mean, I said this the other night about the Cleveland game. I can't even be mad. I mean, well, I can be mad because this one was more of an Aaron Boone decision.
Yeah.
This one was on him. But overall, like as a game, this is the type of World Series that I want.
100%. I can do 7 games of this.
Yeah, dude, 100%, dude, absolutely, bro. I'm fucking here for 7. I am here for 7 of these motherfuckers. So we got game 2 tonight. I mean, I'm hoping that the Yankees tie it up. And what really bothers me is that they wasted one of Cole's better postseason starts this year
on a loss. On an almost flawless start. Honestly, he went 7, I think. Right?
The only thing that early on he was getting hit. Well, but they were getting hit and being turned into outs.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit scared, a little bit heading in. I'm like, fuck, dude, they're really timing this dude, yo. It's like shit. So the strikeout numbers weren't there, but he did what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
As a postseason starter, dude, you can't ask anymore. He gave you 7. He handed it over to what should have been a solid bullpen and a tight win, And now, heading back to Dodger Stadium, down a game. I mean, I've said this on Twitter. I've never said this publicly or on here. I love the Yankees, but I hate Yankee fans because it's doomsday to them being down 1-0.
It's also like you love wrestling, but you hate wrestling fans. A lot.
Yeah,
a lot of them. A lot of them, at least. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, 6 more of these, and I'm a happy man. Win or lose, whatever, man. Let's see here.
And also, it's cool that Freddie Freeman hit that home run in like the same place as Kirk Gibson.
It kind of feels like, and I hate to say it, man, it kind of feels like, and we're only 1 game in, so something could happen tonight that could totally change the outlook.
Yeah.
Right. But it kind of feels like Dodger Magic is
it kind of feels like they're that team on a mission, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which is weird to say about the Los Angeles Dodgers because they're the Dodgers. And like I was shocked to learn that they've only won 8 World Series like with their history.
Yeah. And what is the Yankees is what, 21?
28 and 27.
28, yeah, that's right. Okay,
yeah, so we're going for 28.
28.
But so we're at 27, the Dodgers are at 8. But you would just think, now I'm not saying they should have like 22 or anything, but you would think like the Dodgers, that's a classic franchise. You would think that more than 8, double digits.
The Athletics have like 17, I think.
Wow. Jesus
but Christ. not all in Oakland because they were in Philadelphia and Kansas City before.
Oh, so it's like added together.
Yeah. I'll check it. Athletics World Series wins. They've won 9. I oversold it. They've won 9, but still. Tied for 3rd most in all of Major League Baseball.
But that's still pretty. It's more impressive to me than the Dodgers.
Oh, you think about like the Marlins and the Diamondbacks both won a World Series within like 3 years of their existence, and then there's these teams like the Mariners who have been around since the mid '70s and have never even been to a World Series. The Marlins have 2. The Marlins had 2 in their first 20 years of existence, but then they've been a bottom feeder ever since, essentially.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Shit, but I can't stress it enough. I hope that we get more of these. I really do.
And when Stanton hit that home run last night, they showed
how fucking clutch is this guy? My God.
They showed when he was on the Marlins, he hit a home run in like that same spot, and there's actually a plaque out there for him because it was like the farthest home run in Dodger.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was the furthest home run ever in fucking in Dodger Stadium history, right?
And they have a plaque like out there for him, so he owns that stadium.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's see. We can do a little bit more sports first. We do have some spooky stories to get into here. Spooky stories to tell in the daytime. I did come across something really interesting. Let me see if I can find a way to share my screen on this here. Let's see. Window. See if I can. Can I? Where you at here? Actually, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. This doesn't take up the whole screen because it's from a different program. It's gonna be relatively quick anyway. Once it gets moving here.
Your video's froze up.
Is it? God damn. Dude. I think I was back.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. Shit. You know what? I might have to find it on my own here. I saved the photo, but apparently we have issues with that sometimes. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. This interested both of us, and shit. Okay, so anyways, I'm not gonna be able to find the exact fucking thing I'm looking for. So it was a chart that I sent you with the Uncrustables.
The Uncrustables?
Yeah, for the NFL teams.
Yeah.
And I'll just go over a few of these here. Let's see here.
I have it on mine too. The Minnesota Vikings do 200 a week, so they're recycling a lot of cardboard.
Yeah, dude.
The Seahawks have 700, or the Seahawks have 320, and the
Broncos have 700.
That's like a fucking pallet of those boxes they sell of like 4, 5 of them. I have some in my fridge actually, and there's like 5 in the box.
Yeah. And then, so for our teams, let's see, Dallas, you got 75, very modest. They're at the bottom. Yeah, bottom of the list here. And then for your team, you got
right in the middle. 200. So wow.
So my thing is, I need like a more in-depth breakdown of this. I want to know like who by position, what player, like is there one dude who's just like an uncrustable fucking like maniac? You know what I mean? Like he's all about it.
I think they come in boxes of 5, so that's 100 of those boxes a week. Or this is by the week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is by the week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get why they do it. I mean, they're just kind of like quick. They kind of have some sugar in them, so like after you're worn out after practice or something. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Especially if you're you know, if you're like a lineman and shit, and I get it, dude, you're trying to bulk up, you know, like
Yeah.
a couple Uncrustables a day, you know, boom, 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 you're good. You know,
You're good.
I understand it. I really do. But that was just so fascinating. Number one, the thing that blew me away was why was this study even made?
Yeah, why
Like,
was it? Yeah.
like who the fuck came up with like?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
Some intern or something was sent to every NFL facility to
Give me that job.
take the count. I want that
Yeah,
job.
dude. Yeah, dude, I would take it, bro. All right, it's like, all right, you're gonna spend you're gonna spend a week with each team of every fucking NFL team, and I want you to log how many Uncrustables each player eats, and
You
then
have to
get back.
you have to watch them too. Make sure they're
Yeah.
legit.
So it's kind of like a competitive eating competition
Yeah,
because you
right?
gotta sit there and you have to watch them like gorge it and then finish it.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like a Joey Chestnut.
yeah,
Kobayashi.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Uh yeah, I mean that kind of killed that segment because I couldn't get that graphic up. But we'll go over some of the notables here. Like we said, the top team is the Broncos of 700. You have the low tier of the Saints at 50. The Bengals are also at 50. The Cowboys are at 75. The Chiefs are at 80. Let's see here. The Bears are at 100.
The Panthers are at 100 too. They might need to have some more to get some more wins.
Yeah. It might like propel them or something.
Basically, every team that's in the mid 100s to 200s are the competitive teams. Commanders, Ravens, Chargers, Vikings, Cardinals, Steelers. Those are all. Well, I mean, I guess maybe not the Cardinals, but everyone else. It's all teams that are really competitive and in the hunt right now. So maybe
Yeah.
if your team's struggling, you need to eat more Uncrustables.
I'm just saying, dude. Maybe there's something to it. I don't know. Let's see. We got the Browns at 120, the Ravens 150, Vikings 200, Steelers 225, the Giants 240. See, now that kind of puts a pin in your balloon of your theory there.
I guess it does. But hey, maybe they're overdoing it because the Jaguars are at 315. So you got to stay right in the middle there. You got to stay in the medium.
Yeah, maybe there's like a perfect medium that you have to.
I mean, the Dolphins are at 300, and with speaking of the Dolphins, we can lead into our next topic about Tua.
Yeah, I believe I do have that pulled up. I believe. Let me see. I mean, well, actually, no. I mean, I don't think that's something we have to have pull up. Everyone knows his situation.
Throwing up gang signs and stuff.
He's he's throwing up fucking gang signs and you remember like the fucking GDs and the Crips and shit all at once. I was talking to one of my friends about this yesterday, and I made a joke, and I didn't mean it to be funny. Like, you know how I am, like I just say things that come to mind.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, but by the time he's 40, like his brain is gonna be playing Jellyfish Jam with SpongeBob.
Right,
Dude.
It's funny. I was watching a video yesterday about like the end of a musician's life that I liked, and it showed one of those anti-drug PSAs where they crack the egg and put it in the frying pan. It says, "This is your brain on drugs." So
yeah.
It's kind of like that. It reminded me of that.
Yeah, I mean, and like I don't know, like it's just the fucked up thing to me is that it's a choice and it's a willing choice that you're making because now like everyone assumed beforehand that playing football really fuck with your brain, right?
Yeah.
And then just from the constant like boom, 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 like bashing your head and shit, dude. And now we have technology and support and research backing this. And it's a choice that they're all making, and it kind of up. Did I freeze? I think I froze. Yeah, I froze. I'm back. I think. No, wait. I'm about to be. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm moving. I'm back.
Carry
Okay.
on.
Yeah. So, like, I get that. Like, I get that you're getting a good living, but at what cost?
Yeah, right. That goes
what I
hand
mean?
in hand with at least in the NFL. Like at least even the low tier players are making $1 or $2 million. Even practice squad dudes are making in the higher six figures. Like think about UFC, like MMA. They don't make shit, and they're taking
Yeah.
worse punishment probably than that players.
Do you think that they get the worst treatment of any pro athlete?
UFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of them are grossly underpaid and they don't even have like a health insurance program or anything to sign up. They have to pay for their own insurance. So,
yeah, right.
And I remember I looked something up and it was the flyweight champion, Alexandre Pantoja, who is, again, he's one of the champions who's not like a McGregor. He's not like a huge showman, so therefore he's not going to get paid as much as McGregor for being a showman because you don't draw as much, you don't sell as much. So I looked up, and he makes like just a little bit more than the very last guy on the bench in the NBA on a two-way contract.
That
the guy
is
who
terrible.
The guy who doesn't play, like is at the end of the bench on a two-way contract.
The sacrifice that these dudes make, to their body, their health, and their future. And I'm not saying they should be like the highest playing guy. Like they shouldn't have like Patrick Mahomes money or anything like that, dude. But come on, dude. Like a little bit of respect for these dudes, man.
And regardless of what you get paid, you have to then a shit ton of taxes gets taken out of it, your pay, and then you have to pay your coaches and your gym and shit. So when it comes to take home pay for a lot of these people, it's not that much. It's $10,000 or $20,000. And granted, even the lowest tier fighters have a lot of sponsorships, so they can get money from that. But still, it's like it's not for a professional athlete, and for the ones risking their lives the most, it's not a lot.
No, and especially I think that I know we're getting off the topic here because the topic is Tua, and we will get back to it. But the thing that bothers me most about the UFC fighter pay scandal or controversy, is whatever you want to call it, is that these guys are generating so much money that you got to do the only like live action event at the Las Vegas Sphere.
Yeah.
So you're not hurting.
At this point, the first one at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not hurting financially. You sell out everywhere you go, whether it's a pay-per-view or a fight night,
Yeah.
So the money's there.
Before we get back on to Tua, there is a UFC coming up at like noon or something?
It's the prelims are on right now, and then the main pay-per-view card starts at 2 Eastern time, 11 a.m.
Okay. For all our gamblers out there, is it worth betting on, do you think? Like, is there any major upsets that you see?
At least there is. Yeah, I think there is, at least on the main card.
Yeah.
I haven't really paid attention to what's on the prelims, but the main card for sure. At least like the fights that are like the top 3 on the card. Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's definitely something cooking there.
All right. Maybe later in the show we can dive into that a little bit. But as far as the Tua shit goes, I guess we're both in agreement that it's not a smart thing for him.
No, I'm surprised he's trying to come back and play even.
I'm surprised that the NFL is letting him.
Yeah, even this year, maybe next year.
Right,
maybe.
That's what I mean.
Not this year.
This was only about what month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
It was like week 2 or 3.
Yeah. So, and we're what, week 7, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Vikings are 5-2 now. So
right. So yeah, dude. 5 weeks after his third concussion, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
had,
I understand that the kid is a talent and the team changes, but man,
had 3 in 2 years.
yeah, dude, and one of them was really bad. Like you said, he was out there throwing up like trips and shit, dude. Like,
yeah, and that was 2 in 1 season. So
yeah,
do they want that to happen again? Like,
yeah,
because that's very well what could happen. So I thought, when it first happened, like his career is for sure over, and
that's what I thought. Yeah,
they won't force him into retirement, but they'll very well persuade him. And then now it's like, no, what the fuck? He's trying to come back and play this year? Nah, I don't. That's crazy to me. If I've never even had a concussion, but if I got one concussion, I mean, maybe unless I've had ones that, I'm very aware of the concussion symptoms and also the tests. So I don't think I've had one. But maybe. But I don't think so, because concussion symptoms are mainly like loss of short-term memory, stuff like that, nausea, stuff like that. And I learned one of the concussion tests they use in football is have the guy count by threes.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
So there's times like I've been hit a little bit when I've like been training in MMA, and I think like, oh fuck, he might have hit me a little too hard. And then like that day and the next day, I'll just do that counting by threes over and over. And I
was watching an interview. I forgot who it was. Someone with Joe Rogan, and they asked him straight up, and they go, "How does it feel to knock someone out?" And he goes, "It's a really strange feeling." He's like, you have to act like that, like, yeah, like
you don't really want to. Was it?
And he was like, in my mind, it's like immediate concern for this other guy,
especially when they get knocked out in UFC and they're fucking like laying on their back, like with their arm up in the air.
They're like doing the fucking chalk line from like Law and Order and shit, dude. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, man, 100%, dude. Shit. Let's see. Actually, while we're on the Tua and the football talk here, the Hawk Tua podcast that you're listening to.
Yeah. Talk Tua.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Talk Tua. Sorry. Man, did your Vikings get fucked? And dude, a lot of bettors got fucked because you got the Darnold touchdown that got removed.
Yeah.
And it went to Adams, I believe, right? Or your running back.
Aaron Jones.
Oh, Aaron Jones. There you go, Aaron Jones. One of my friends, shout out to Nick, he got fucked off of that touchdown because that they didn't call the face mask, so the touchdown didn't count. So he lost his parlay. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like a fucking life-changing parlay, but still, a win is a win, dude. Fuck that. It was only about like $275 off of $5, which is a great flip. Mm-hmm. And they ended up removing it because of that the face mask. I mean, the guy almost got his head fucking ripped off. Like, how did you miss that?
Yeah, I remember there was one years ago in like 2010 that there was a no call. It was the Vikings in Detroit, and it was a no call. And like the next day, like people who were photographers at the game, literally our quarterback's head was getting jerked the other fucking way by his face mask, but they didn't call it.
Dude, there was a period of time where I think it was last year, where Micah Parsons went some wild shit, like 11 straight games without a penalty. Mm-hmm. And, I know he's great and shit like that, but at 11 straight games, you're ignoring some shit.
Yeah.
You're ignoring a lot, dude.
For sure.
And then the one game that they called something in his favor was the playoff game against Green Bay where we lost. And I'll never forget. I was texting Sean at the time. I sent him a voice clip, and I go, "If I knew this is how it was going to be, then just let the guy get fucking strangled on the fucking field, bro."
Right. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just like, yo, like if I have to sacrifice, this guy not getting a flag, and it means that my team loses or wins, then fine. whatever. Fair trade, dude. Fair trade.
I'm one of those people who like there's gonna be blown calls that don't get called on the Vikings.
Yeah.
So then when some shit gets blown and not called in our favor, I'm just like, so be it. Because there's been times where it's like, there's a lot of times calls went our way when they shouldn't have. So that's just the game. The refs
and like, when it happens to me, right, I have a complete opposite reaction, right? So like when it happens in our favor, I'm like, yeah, shit happens, dude. That's the game, right? And then it goes against us, and I'm like, you fucking blind motherfucker. How'd you miss that, yo? So I try to keep it even, but it's like, it's hard to, man. And like, especially with my team, well, I can't even say just my team because I feel like every team has gotten it more than once, to where you're just like, how'd you miss that? And you start wondering if it's purposeful. Because I'll never forget last year there was a big trend on TikTok about fucking the NFL and it's scripted and watched. It's gonna be the Ravens and fucking the whoever. Who was it? The Ravens and the Lions or some shit. There's some conspiracy.
Yeah, because the Super Bowl logo was kind of like purple and red.
Yeah. And then someone went back and was like, they pulled up the old ones and they're like, well, if you look at the past 10 years, and it's like, but it's the same thing with the World Series logo, which I fucking hate. Get that fucking Capital One logo off of my World Series graphic now.
You go back to the ones from the 80s and 90s. They're so classic, and they're not classic now. They're just straight up fucking corporate.
Number one, they're all generic.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the same graphic from last year is the same graphic from this year.
Yeah.
Right? That's one thing. And now corporate sponsorship on fucking on the World Series, I don't like it, dude. I fucking hate it.
No,
actually.
not at all. You look at the logos from the 80s and 90s, even all the way back to like the 1900s, they're different and unique every single year. It's like they just stopped trying with a lot of shit. Like another one I noticed was back in the day of the NBA Finals, they used to have the fucking trophy logo at center court over like the
yes.
And now they showed like the NBA Finals last year. There's no branding at all. All there is YouTube TV on the court.
Yeah. No, dude, you're actually right. And that finals thing on the court, it was like a big deal to me.
Yeah, it was like, especially like now, like when you watch the NBA Finals or any besides the Super Bowl, I guess it just feels like you're watching any other game. Unless you're like a true sports fan, you can feel the intensity. Like watching that. Like honestly, whether a team's good or bad, it's in baseball. It's pretty rare when a stadium is completely filled. Like last night, Dodger Stadium was completely to capacity. So like you knew it, you could feel it. And
like I was telling you last night, pre first pitch, I just feel like, and obviously I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm just saying I feel like Dodger Stadium, it's a great World Series venue.
Yeah.
It feels like it feels like something that like a World Series should be happening there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm glad that they've preserved that, even though it's old.
Yes.
Like how they've preserved Wrigley Field, how they've preserved Fenway. And honestly, I wish they maybe would have preserved Yankee Stadium and just renovated it. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's not been the same because we used to have a thing. I'm not sure if you're aware because you're not a Yankee fan, but you might because you are a baseball fan. But especially in October, there used to be a thing called Yankee Magic.
Yeah.
And you could be down like 2 runs in the 8th. And just because of the aura of the building and all the shit that happened in the building, everyone just kind of believed that something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it feels like that you took that away, even though like the old stadium just across the street, you're not on those hollow grounds anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're not taking a swing at the same place that Lou Gehrig took a swing at, or Babe Ruth, or
like there's that energy. There's the spirit is there. You know what I mean?
And honestly, I think that other players would get shook by that shit, dude. There's a lot of superstition in baseball, and I think it would get into their heads to be like, yo, we're playing the World Series in Yankee Stadium. Holy shit, you know.
Yeah, and it would give that like almost like anxiety, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're playing the World Series. If you're playing in the World Series in Arizona, you're not going to get that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, right. It's just like, oh, not to like shame it, but it feels more like a regular game. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still the World Series, but there's no like there's no aura associated with it to where, like, you know, we're a place where a lot of classic shit has happened, dude. There's been countless moments like Reggie Jackson's home runs, Derek Jeter's home run at midnight, fucking, you know, like the list goes on about all the wild shit that's happened at Yankee Stadium.
The fucking kid reaching over to get that home run, and then the Orioles guy.
Jesse Meyer, man. Now, my uncle hates the Yankees, and like to this day, he was like, he reached his fucking hand over, and I'm like, maybe he did, but
well, a dude were you watching last night when the dude raised his hand over?
Yeah.
I thought of that, and it was a Yankee hit, but in my head, I'm just like, you fucking idiot! It is the World Series. Just don't worry about if the Twins were in the World Series and I was at the game and I was in that seat. I just would not fucking care about trying to catch a ball. If it was a game against the Royals in July, I wouldn't give a fuck. I would try to catch a ball.
Well,
but like shit like that,
especially like, yo, if I'm trying to catch a ball, I'm good. I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm not reaching over.
You know what I mean?
His body was halfway over the fucking wall.
Yeah. I think that kind of covers sports. All right, so I do want to get into an article here first, especially because we named the article this. I want to get into a gentleman known as the Catfish Killer. And what's fucked up is I'm pretty sure that like Lifetime made a movie about this guy, so I'm not sure if it's the same dude or a different dude. But one thing that I like about our show is that we go in blind and we find out together.
Yeah.
Right. So our strategy, for anyone who doesn't know, is I find an article and I'm like, ooh, this seems interesting. And then we'll check it out together. So we're all learning this together, guys. All right. So let's see here. Internet monster who preyed on 3,500 families. Oh my God, you should get the death penalty, bro.
Yeah,
across the world. Bedroom layer catfisher Alexandra McCartney, who blackmailed American 12-year-old girl into killing herself before her dad took his own life, is jailed for 20 years. That alone is some of the worst shit I ever heard, dude.
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear.
Wow.
Where is this?
Dude.
Ireland?
A prolific and deep. See here, I'm not really sure. I believe so. The way it's breaking down.
If it's Belfast,
actually,
no, maybe not. I don't know. I saw Belfast, so I was like, is that
no. It's actually West Virginia, dude. All right, let's get into this, man. A prolific and deviant catfish abuser who drove a terrified 12-year-old girl to take her own life and left hundreds of others degraded and humiliated was today jailed for life. Right. Andrew McCartney, 26, showed no emotion as he was told at Belfast Crown County that he must serve for at least 20 years before considering for release. The computer science student caused Cimarron Thomas to use her father's handgun to shoot herself in the head rather than to submit to his sadistic ideas. Before I go any further, what type of sadistic ideas are you putting in this girl's head to where she'd rather fucking shoot herself?
12 years old. Oh, I just want to give you a heads up. It looks like your picture froze. The camera froze.
Oh, did it? Yeah. I just moved it. It didn't move. All right, hold on. Let me put it back up. Put it back up here. All right. We should be good. Let's see. Come on. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. I can scroll. Okay. Yep. All right. Cool. Her U.S. Army veteran. This shit just keeps getting worse, man. What the fuck? Her U.S. Army veteran father, Ben, later took his own life after being consumed with guilt by leaving his gun where his angelic daughter could access it. McCartney of Newry, South Arnaugh, had pleaded not guilty to the manslaughter of Cimarron at her home in Bruston Mills, West Virginia, at a hearing earlier this year. He also admitted 184 other offenses of blackmail and inciting a child to get engaged in sexual activity. Police estimate he caused serious and long-lasting harm to about 3,500 victims and their families. On one occasion, it took him only 9 minutes from meeting a 12-year-old girl for the first time until he had groomed, blackmailed, and abused her. Jailing McCartney today, the judge, Mr. Justice O'Hara, said he had been responsible for the deviant and sadistic targeting of young girls for his own sexual gratification. Yeah, you fucking look the type, you fucking sick fuck.
You definitely do.
He said, so here's his side of the story. Here's fucking his bullshit. He said he had used social media on an industrial scale to pick out his vulnerable victims aged from 10 to 16. The judge said many had their childhood ruined and families have been scarred by this remorseless action. I find it hard to think of a sexual deviant who poses more of a risk than this defendant. He described McCartney as being devoid of normal human empathy, who reveled in his ability to degrade and reveled in his ability to degrade and humiliate his young victims. McCartney, oh shit, they have chat logs. Oh shit, dude. Okay. McCartney said that he sat with his head bowed as a judge took almost an hour to describe the devastation he had caused. He stared at the floor when sentence was passed. The judge said McCartney had set in motion a devastating series of events involving the Thomas family from just 2.5 hours of online conversation. You're a sick fuck, dude.
Yeah,
oh
really.
My God. He said he had showed her no mercy to her as she pleaded to be left alone and not involve her younger sister. What? Oh my God, dude. Following the sentence, her grandparents of Cimarron Dale and Peggy Thomas spoke of the void left in their lives. Let's see here. This doesn't really make it bigger. So how the fuck do I get off of here? Let's see. Okay. So she says hello. He says, "What are you up to?" So far normal. I'm laying down. I think I might make a snack. What about you? Oh, that make me one too, please. And nothing too much. Bored. Can I see you? I love the selfie snap pic. Sure. What kind do you want? And I'll send you one. Beware, my face is icky. Sandwich, toasted though. All right, so far normal stuff. But I'm pretty sure this is showing like his lead-in.
It gets. I was looking at the right side there a little bit. It gets way worse.
Oh, okay. She says, "Okay then." Oh, you are so cute. Oh my God, XX. All right, I used the fake camera snap app. I have your face pic and nudes. You are gonna do as I say for tonight. Then I'll leave you after. God damn it, get off here. God fuck. But if you don't, then I'm uploading everything online for everyone to see. She says, okay. Now I'm scared. Stay on the chat and don't leave it or disappear. Oh, okay. As long as you obey and do as I say, then nothing happens and I'll leave you alone after tonight. Got it? Oh, okay. You're going to be my little toy for the night. shit, man. What a piece of shit. I'm gonna go ahead and mute because I have this thing on my wall that goes off for a minute. So just give me a second.
General safe salute still in the corner of Kennedy and Zetchku, but he now trains at War Room MMA. The great striking coach Stephen as well. Just not a lot of heavyweight bodies at Fortis MMA. Well, when we went in there to watch him train, they were having to give him multiple different guys to try to get him. Zetchku stalking here. Gotta just be careful. Oftentimes,
all right, I'm back. I'm trying to fix what we were doing here. All right, here we go. All right, we're back.
Your video. I was just gonna say your videos for like froze. I can see the article and shit, but your video is frozen.
All right, good now. All right,
Yeah.
okay. So this is this guy. He
looks the part. I would have never guessed. He looks the part 200%.
Yeah, right. They all share like a physiognomical whatever fuck. Basically, what I'm saying is that they all share like this physical appearance. That just look at this poor girl.
Yeah,
like
they share that physical
you
appearance.
Do that.
Soylent, never been in a fucking barber chair, can't grow a beard.
And like, yo, like, why are you attracted to that?
Yeah. This is this has been happening a lot, like not only to kids, but like adults too, where there's these like scam things on dating apps and shit. And they'll send you messages that say like, I have all your, nudes, send me $3,000.
Yeah.
Or it's going to go all over the internet. And like, it's not, you got to be stupid to believe it. But then there's people like, I've seen like adults too, who like kill themselves over it.
No, dude, I end up getting one and I end up laughing at it, right? Just because like I have a sexual past and stuff. Like for example, right? Like women love like videos of men doing stuff. You know what I mean? Not graphic. And I've sent a lot of those. So the email was like, we have videos that you have sent to, and I'm like, okay, like that doesn't bother me at all, dude.
Yeah.
And they started to get mad because like they tell you not to engage with the hacker, but like one of my favorite things is to engage with the hacker because I know you're a fucking hacker, dude. So the way I see it is like if I can waste your time knowing that you're a hacker, then it's distracting you from
doing more.
Doing it to somebody who doesn't know.
Yeah.
And like potentially empty their bank account, take advantage of them, or in this case, fucking ruin a fucking family because that family was never going to be the same, dude.
Yeah.
After that girl died, normally I'm against suicide. I don't blame the dad for that in one bit, dude. Like, you fucking take my little girl away, and the way that you did it, we have a problem. And yeah. I'm not good. I guess it's kind of. Oh yeah, go. Yeah.
Oh, it is the 26th day of Halloween.
It is.
And I showed you something yesterday, and I was kind of mad because I'm like, can a dude just not buy a Freddy Krueger claw hand in peace?
I actually.
Can he not buy a Texas Chainsaw Massacre mask in peace?
Well, I actually have this queued up for multiple reasons. The main reason is that neither of us had no idea that they were like the capital of Halloween. Well, you did because you're
yeah, because I showed you Anoka, Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, I don't really. Think, I mean, I just thought it was cool that there was a post about it. I don't really think it is. Like, I think I think there's way more festive places like Salem, Massachusetts. They have the legit town.
It's like something that they claim.
Yeah, like, I don't really like. I've been around that area for a lot of my life. I don't really see how it is, even though I haven't been there during Halloween. But I think, I think there's way more festive places like Salem, Massachusetts. Over here
Salem is beautiful. I got to go one time. And unfortunately, it was during COVID, and a lot of the stuff was closed down. But it was still.
Was that the time you accidentally wound up in New York City?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'll never forget. We're on our way back, and Quinn at the time, he was obsessed with the Statue of Liberty because kids have. Obsessions,
Yeah.
And we're driving back, and he goes, "Josh, Dad, the Statue of Liberty," and we're like, "Yeah, bud, yep, yep, Statue of Liberty, yeah, cool." And as we're going, I'm GPSing my way there, and I look down at my phone, and Sean notices that it's taking us into like the like a fucking tunnel somewhere, and he's like, "Yo, are you sure that we're going home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I put in Utica, right?" Well, on Waze, when you put in the fucking frozen again, ain't it? What the fuck? Hold on, I'm coming. Come on, bro. Do I have to do it like that? Come on. Why does it do that shit to me, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. It's only today. We never have that problem usually.
But okay. All right. We're back. But yeah, so we're on our way back from New York City, and Quinn's like, "Dad, the Statue of Liberty," and we're just like, me and Sean are exhausted, dude. It was a day-long trip, We got some edibles because at the time, dispensaries weren't legal in New York. You had to go out to Massachusetts to get anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we made a whole day trip of it, man. Got some edibles, had the whole Salem experience. We couldn't really see much. And we're on our way back. And like I said, I checked my phone because on Waze, when you type in where you want to go, it randomly chooses the closest location, right?
Yeah.
So I put in Utica, New York. Well, guess what? We're heading on our way to fucking Utica Ave, where 6ix9ine is fucking came from and shit.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna fucking get us killed, bro. So I texted Savannah about it, and because we were the type to just like update each other about everything. And I'm like, "Yo, I'm not gonna be home till about like 3:30 in the morning." And she's like, "Why?" Like, there's no reason for that. Like 3 hours late. And I told her, and she goes, this is exactly what she said. She goes, "Josh, you're both fucking retards." And I'm like, I can't even. I can't even lie. Like I should have known. I should have and said, notice it said Utica, New York. I agree. But yeah, I'll never forget that shit. But the Salem experience was funny because it was during obviously, so it was during COVID and it was during election time.
Yeah.
And there was like political signs all over the place, blue, red, whatever, right? So there was some Democrat running as his name was Joe. He was running Democrat. And Quinn was like just learning politics, right? And all he seen was a sign, a blue sign that said Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
He starts freaking out and he's like, we don't want you, Joe. Get out of here, Joe. And I'm like, Quinn, it's a different Joe. It's a different
Relax. It's different.
Same kind of guy, dude, and he's like, but he's still a Democrat though. And I'm like, not every Democrat is evil, Quinn, like he's just so like tribalist when it comes to politics, but so many people are, so funny stuff.
But have you if you're gonna get arrested anywhere, it should be at a Spirit Halloween like this guy. It was in Minnesota too. It was in St. Paul.
All he had to do, let me go ahead and pull this up here. All the guy had to do was go in there.
He could have like defended himself. Yeah. He could have defended himself like with a fucking Freddy Krueger claw.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Celebrity chef arrested again. Like, why you gotta be an asshole? Come on, man. Celebrity chefs Justin Sutherland arrested in Spirit. All right, apologies. When I opened the tab, it closed the other tab. Celebrity. Let me go ahead and present this again here. Okay. I just wish sometimes the media are real assholes, dude. They really are. All right. Celebrity chef Justin Sutherland arrested in Spirit Halloween store for no contact order violation. I have two takes on this actually. The first being, all he had to do was go in there in a costume, dress up like the pirate or whatever the fuck you were here, and you'd probably be okay. The second thing is, as a man who has had many no contact orders placed on me, leave that girl alone once you get papers. Stop it. They do not play with you. All it takes is a screenshot, and and he's bothering me. As a matter of fact, my best friend Mitch, growing up, he got falsely accused of abuse. And the shit, what happened here? All right, for some reason shit fucked up somehow. The viewer count went down, probably because it fucking cut off for a second. But essentially,
20.
Huh?
It still shows 20 on my end.
Oh, good. It's only showing 1 for me. But essentially, what happened was they told him they gave him a warning. Him and this girl had a falling out, whatever. They gave him a warning: leave her alone, or you're going to jail. Well, she or someone she knew went to a payphone and kept fucking calling her number. And she told the cops that it was him, and they fucking believed her and locked him up for about 1.5 years. And and he ended up having a heart attack in jail. And he has an NDA. I don't know why he never sued. He should have sued the fuck out of him, because the NDA means he should be dead.
Yeah.
He doesn't want here anymore. But yeah, so when it comes to NDAs, stop breaking the fucking NDAs. I know sometimes it's out of your hands, with shit like that with him. But let's get into this here. Celebrity chef
and restaurateur
and yeah,
restaurateur Justin Sutherland was arrested inside a St. Paul Spirit Halloween store on Thursday after police say an officer spotted him with a woman who has a no contact order against him.
Yeah,
I hear about that a lot.
Yeah, dude, it happens all the time, man.
I know of people that I know of. I'm not going to say names, but they would literally tell me like, "Yeah, we have a no contact order, but we still live together." Like, bro,
and what they don't understand is all it takes is any interaction with the police. You don't have to do anything wrong.
Yeah,
you don't have to hit her.
Yeah,
it could be a traffic stop. If you guys are together, it's over. It's over with. What is up with this shit today, bro?
Yeah, so the arrest came just 2 days after Sutherland 40 pleaded guilty to a felony count of threats of violence in connection to a domestic related altercation with a woman that occurred in late June. Police say a St. Paul officer working inside the Target store on University Avenue West and Hamlin Avenue North recognized Sutherland and the woman. The two left and drove across Hamlin Avenue to the nearby Spirit Halloween store. Police say the officer called for backup and soon confirmed the no contact order was still active. Police say officers then entered the store and arrested Sutherland for violating the court order, which is a gross misdemeanor. He was taken to the Ramsey County Jail as of Friday. The jail roster indicates he hasn't been released. But it's like, as a guy, like I'm sorry. There's like, as a guy, wouldn't you kind of know like the girl may or may not be setting you up? Like I don't know. There's just so many guys.
So as someone who's like lived through this, because I've like when me and Sheena were going through it, they had a no contact on us, and I was fine with it. I had to leave the state pretty much because I didn't know anybody out there. I didn't have nowhere to go, so the option was stay with her and risk getting arrested or go home. So I ended up going home, but I had to stay with her for the couple days until I had my money up for my bus ticket because my mom bought my bus ticket because I didn't really have money at the time. And I think part of the appeal for women is, well, now he's going to be on his best behavior. Now I have something to hold over his head, and it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't.
No.
Nothing's going to change. It's only going to get worse. And what makes it worse is, like I said, man, they don't got to come to your house because you're having a fight.
Yeah.
It could be, just fucking. Have you seen a mid-20s blonde girl, missing, and then can I have your name and you're done?
Yeah,
that's it. Over with. Over. All right. Shit. All right. You want to take a quick 10-minute break here? Then we'll get into the Catfish killer and a tragic AI suicide.
Wait, did we do the Catfish killer?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We did.
So we still got the debt ceiling. We still got
social media is a lie.
The engagement. So we got about 4 or 5 more topics to cover before we're done.
Yeah. So we have plenty to come back from. All right. What do you think?
12, 20.
20? All right. Let me go ahead and remove this here. And I'll throw up our be right back. All right, I'm back a minute early. Jack will be back with us here in just a moment. We do have more stuff to get into. Let's see. Okay, Catfish Killer did it. Okay. All right. So, including a couple of things that we have to get into. We're going to discuss marriage in a little bit here. Outside of that, oh yeah, the debt thing. Jesus Christ. Oh man. I don't know if I'm able to pull up that because it was a personal thing on my phone. But I will have the data here. All right. Let's see here. Anyways, I hope that everyone is having a nice Saturday. Hopefully you're not too hungover. I chose not to drink last night, so I would not be hungover for today. I did have a nice little decent night. Dinner for two, World Series kind of stuff. Wish it ended a little better, but what can you do? So we can get into the little Dirk situation, or okay, all right, the little Dirk situation. All right.
You know what's crazy is like 2 days before that happened, he was given 2 different keys to the city in Chicago in like a big whole.
Of course he was.
I saw a video about it yesterday.
And like the saddest thing to me is that he did it to himself because like I was talking to Hafiz yesterday about this because me and him talk about hip hop a lot, and he's like, "Yo, these young kids, they don't understand that the life is not worth it anymore. With all this technology that we have, you're not going to get away with it."
Yeah, he's gonna be done.
You're just not, dude. Like, yeah, dude. Like in the 70s and the 80s, you had to want to get caught. You know what I mean? Like, like writing letters to the media and like leaving clues and shit. Now it's just like, yo, we can just track his phone and you know, and what makes this one worse is one of his buddies was wearing a wire for years. But rapper Lil Durk arrested for suspicion on murder for hire. October 25th from Reuters. Grammy-winning rapper. I didn't even realize he won a Grammy.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Rapper Lil Durk has been arrested on suspicion of ordering the murder of a rival in 2022 from his position as leader of the Chicago-based rap collective OTF, Only the Family. The arrest took place on Thursday night near an airport where Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Devontae Banks, was booked on a flight leaving the United States, according to criminal complaint. So yeah, he knew about it. He was actively trying to flee the country.
Yeah.
Which, if they're already onto you, that's not going to work. I mean, they have access to everything that you're doing, buddy.
And apparently, his way of like evading capture was he like booked a normal flight from somewhere in the U.S. to overseas, so it looked like he was going to board that one. But then he actually had a private jet ready to go to like Italy, I think.
Right, and he kind of like overplayed his hand.
Yeah,
I feel like. A defense attorney representing the artist did not immediately respond to Reuters' request for a statement in his defense. Lil Durk made his initial appearance in federal court in the Southern District of Florida on Friday and was expected to be arraigned in federal court in Los Angeles in the coming weeks. According to a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, where the charges have been filed, Lil Durk, 32, was revealed to be the suspect, previously identified as co-conspirator 1 in October 17th indictment of 5 other suspects charged in connection with the 2022 murder, according to the indictment. The intended target was a man identified as TB, who Lil Durk wanted dead, prosecutors allege. The 5 other defendants learned TB was staying in Los Angeles, tracked him there, and opened fire, including with a fully automatic weapon. but instead killed an associate identified as SR, the indictment said. The dispute stemmed from a November 2020 confrontation in an Atlanta nightclub where an associate of TB shot and killed another man, and Lil Durk put out a hit on TB for revenge, according to the complaint. It was one of the many bounties Lil Durk placed on people he wanted dead, the indictment said. He won a Grammy for Best Melodic Rap Performance for All My Life. He released his 9th studio album on October 18th.
He's done.
I mean, here's the thing with rappers, and it comes to yeah, he's getting the needle, dude. Especially like he might have had a fighting chance if his boy wasn't wired for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of got you. They got you by the balls, dude. And we haven't talked about it on here, but we've talked about it previously, to where how the feds operate is they let you do your thing. They let you do whatever you're going to do for as long as you're going to do it until they have enough to nail you to the fucking cross.
Yeah.
And yeah, not good. But the thing with rappers and him in general is that they flaunt it, you know, and
Yeah,
that's the thing
100%.
is like back in the day, if you did shit like that, you did it in silence.
Yeah.
You weren't out there making records about being like, that's why I killed your mans and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I've watched videos not so much like these like super popular mainstream rappers, but there's a lot of other ones where they straight up admit to crimes in their music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And now I'm not sure how I feel about like lyrics being used against people in court though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's an entertainment industry, right?
Yeah.
I get that it's like life-based and stuff like that, but they're, especially now, a lot of these guys are putting on a character.
Yeah.
You know, so what they say doesn't necessarily mean this is what they're doing, but when you get into detail about fucking like, that's why I had your man killed back in, that's why I had your man killed on October 18th of fucking 2022
outside of the 7-Eleven on
what are you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck, dude? We don't need all that, you know. Like Kendrick did it smart on Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah,
he was like, he was talking about a situation. And he was like, and that's why whenever I see you outside of, and then edited out the name of the store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was some questionability there of, we don't know what he's talking about. He could be talking about 7-Eleven. He could be talking about fucking a corner store, a bodega. Nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Plausible deniability, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
This isn't fucking rocket science here. It's really not. But I'm not looking good. I think him and Vaughn are going to be reuniting very soon.
Right. Yeah. There's going to be a record label up in heaven.
Yeah, or hell, whatever.
Yeah, it's something.
Death Row Records too.
Yeah, the real Death Row Records.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. One of Satan's strongest soldiers. Oh shit. Before we get into shit, let me go grab my battery quick. My laptop's dying. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, plug this shit in quick. All right, we're good. Okay, so before we get into the final story of the day here, which really disappointed, I would say disappointed me, but it makes me feel sad for men. I guess both of them do, really. Well, not really. So sometimes we peruse Reddit or see stuff from Reddit. And there was a story yesterday where a gentleman finally proposed to his girlfriend, which should be one of the happiest days of a man's life, you know?
Yeah.
Right? You want to spend your life with somebody, and she told him no. And her reasoning for telling him no, I can't say that she's wrong. So the story goes that he proposed, they were together for 10 years, and he finally proposed to her. And he hands her the ring, and she starts crying, and she goes, I don't think we should get married. And he's like devastated. He's like, why? Like, oh my God, I've been looking forward to this all my life. And her reasoning was simple. It was, I'll never be able to get over the fact that you viewed me as the woman that took 10 years to prove myself that I was wife material to you. But also like from the other coin, then like, why did you stay so long?
Right.
Because like for me, like I think me and you are similar in this regard is that I date for marriage. Like I don't date for fun.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm
like,
not going to show my hand too much because I don't know who's listening.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Like I don't, like I talk about what I do, where I say like shit, like a lot of times, like 9 out of 10 weekends, I'd rather fucking spend them alone. Like, and there are, and then like, I talk to guys who are like both younger and older than me, and they're like, yeah, dude, we should go out and mac on chicks. And I'm like, for what?
Whenever,
like, I don't care about just being laid anymore. Like,
no, like,
how does it?
Like when I was younger, that's all I was about, man.
Yeah.
But as I get older, it feels empty.
Yeah.
And like in the moment, like as I'm doing it, like as the action's going on, don't get me wrong, bro, it feels great.
Yeah.
It feels amazing. And even for like the rest of the night or a couple days after, you walk around, you feeling like the man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, you're just like, something just feels off with like your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. To where it's like you felt like that you did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be like a fucking like a preacher or
of course.
But
have your experiences, but there just comes a point in time where I guess everyone's gonna kind of have this coming of age moment.
Yeah, to where it's like, enough playing around.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting older, not as old as you. You got more time, to fuck around if you choose to than I do. But I think it's good that you're getting serious at the age you're getting serious at. But the way I look at it is like the clock is ticking and I want to leave something behind.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I agree. I agree with her assessment just because 10 years, like I was telling someone yesterday, as men, we know very early. Very early, and we just have to give you a little bit of a window to fuck up so that we know just how much that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could be absolutely in love with you within 3 months. But and I can know like I want her to be my wife. But I'm not going to pull that trigger a year in because I don't know you well enough to know the shit that you're going to put me through because I rushed myself into something because society tells me that you should be married and you should have kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to ruin my life just because someone else is telling me that, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's where I stand on it. But she responded that women take longer to decide. And I'm like, I totally get that. And you should, because I've said this many times, but it just feels like to me that people take more care in where they're going to work next versus who they're going to spend their life with.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't add up to me, dude. It just doesn't. Like, your home life is always going to be more important than your job.
Yeah.
You can find another job. I mean, it might take a while, but you're not going to be desolate and down and out and shit for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Whereas divorces ruin men, man.
Yeah.
They will tear you down and fucking just, you know, and I'm not saying like just get with any chick just to get with any chick. Like, you know, vet her out.
There has to be a serious vetting process.
Yeah. And exactly. And sometimes that happens early, and sometimes it'll blindside you like a year in, like with me.
Yeah.
But just, you know, just be careful. And one thing I see a lot too is these people, they get married so young.
Yeah.
They get married at like 22, 23.
Yeah, I just told you a story about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, you don't like. Okay, when I was between 21 and 23, I didn't have a fucking grasp on the world that I do now. I couldn't fucking imagine being married at that age. I was still living at home, not even fucking close to being able to live on my own.
Yeah, but see, like at the time, you believed in your heart that you were ready for it.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And when I was between 21 and 23, you know, I met the people who I thought that might be it, but it wasn't, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was the same for me. It's like, you know, you meet people and you make a connection, and when you're new to it, you think that well, you don't think, it's just that you don't have a reference point more than someone like, oh my God, this first girl likes me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you put more into it, and you know, some things are just for fun and some things are more serious, and it takes some time to differentiate between one or the other, pretty much. You know, is what I'm saying. But a lot of the shit that we see, I honestly think that's why that the fucking divorce rate is so high. Like, just because that you got a girl pregnant doesn't mean you have to marry her.
No, I mean, it's preferred that you don't, but still.
No, I mean, like, you know, like, for example, like there's stories of like one night stands and shit.
Yeah.
And because the guy got the girl knocked up,
and they have a shotgun wedding.
Right. Like, that's not going to work
ever. You don't even know.
Nothing in common. You guys went out drinking one night, and you made a bad decision, went back to her house or your place or whatever, and you did the act and did what you did, and you know, I mean, there's other ways around it. I'm not saying abortion and shit, but co-parent, you know, be around, you know, stuff like that. You don't have to marry her, man.
No,
you don't have to do that. But society is crumbling before our eyes. Let me go ahead and share this here. I don't think I can pull the graphic up, but I think just the info enough will be enough. Let me see here. This is regarding the debt of the United States right now. So this comes from the U.S. National Debt Institute, or whatever they go by. So the U.S. national debt has increased by $473 billion over the last 3 weeks.
What do you do? What do you even?
It now stands at $35.8 trillion. So, Jack, I have to ask you a question, buddy. And I know that you're pretty good with finances, okay? So I have to ask you, how does it feel to know that you yourself, as an American, is in debt $103,007.
103.
Every single American is in debt that number.
Yeah. I thought I just had a little bit of credit card debt. I was wrong, I guess.
No, unfortunately not. And like, this is not sustainable. Like I'm not trying to be like a fucking doom and gloomer.
Yeah.
Get to like a fucking economical fucking, speech here. But dude, 473 trillion a week. Where's this money going? Like even if you factor in like Ukraine and like Israel and shit, that's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, that's chump change.
Yeah. So where the fuck is this going?
We don't know where it's going, but yet we all have to have a credit score that determines basically anything essential in our life.
Yeah, and I was talking to you about that last night. It really pisses me off that I am older than the inception of credit scores.
The credit system.
Yeah, dude. So before 1989, I was born in 88. Before 1989, it was just, okay, you need $2,000. Here's some collateral. Here's the money. Kind of like a pawn shop kind of thing.
Yeah.
You weren't ran through a system and fucking all this dumb shit that they fucking do now. Now it's you're kind of like a fucking prisoner. Oh, you don't want to pay your bill? Well, guess what, dude? Now the likelihood of you buying a home just went down.
Plummeted.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, dude. It's a prisoner without the
prisoner without the cell.
Yeah, it's like invisible chains on you.
Yeah,
is what it is. And like I said before, man, I love Trump to death. I want him to win, but I think even him, there ain't no fixing this shit by the time he's out, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We're gonna see like improvements and shit is gonna change, But one thing that I hate about our political system is I hate that you could just undo what the last dude did as soon as you get in.
Yeah, the first day.
So like all the progress that we made over these last 4 years is just out the window. There needs to be something in place to where like these policies have to stay intact for like 5 years or something.
It's like professional wrestling when a WWE drops a guy, you get that 90-day no compete clause.
Yeah, something, dude. Something, yeah, because it's just kind of bullshit because not to get like overtly political, but our country was booming right before COVID came.
Yeah.
COVID came and fucked shit up. And that was like a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah. And personally, I think it was on purpose because there was no way he was going to lose. And they needed something. They needed something to fucking, get people against him because even people who hated him were like, yo, I'm living pretty good right now, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And now that they've had 4 years of dealing with it without him, they're starting to realize that maybe the shit that this dude was really talking about and doing, like, just imagine what a full 8-year uninterrupted Trump term would have done for this country, dude.
Yeah. Have you seen that ad? Maybe they only play it here, but have you seen that ad where it's that lady and she's like, I voted for Trump the first time, but now I'm voting for Kamala. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's this lady, and that's literally what the ad's emphasis is. And then she's like talking about Trump's only going to give tax breaks to the rich, and Kamala's going to do all this great stuff for us. And I'm like, she's been in office for 4 years.
Not only that,
why are you acting like she's this brand new person? She's been in office for 4 years.
Not only that, dude, fucking all this shit they're saying about Trump. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm realizing that, like, you realize that he was already president before, right?
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff that you're saying he's going to do, he could have already done.
Yeah, Agenda 2025 or whatever. Like, yeah.
Not only that, they're saying that he's gonna fucking like force women to walk around in burqas and shit. And I'm like, this guy used to run bikini contests. What are you talking about, dude?
What are you talking about? Where did that come from? I never heard that one.
The burqa shit.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see here. I think it was a meme I seen on Twitter, actually. Mm-hmm. Next time we get on, I'll have it up. But basically, it was a picture from The Handmaid's Tale, and it was like women, be prepared for your future if Donald Trump wins. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, if that was the case, he would have done it the first time. Secondly, the guy loves beautiful women and hosted bikini content. Like, it's just so desperate. It's fucking desperate, dude. It really is. Just to get this out, we do have election night coming, which is shit, man. This shit is fast approaching, dude. God damn, bro. Fuck, dude.
Biggest show of my life.
I
was gonna say we got two more topics left that kind of play into each other. It kind of plays into the engagement thing we were talking about, and then it's the social media's lie, and then the dude killing himself over the Game of Thrones AI chatbot.
Yeah. Which one you want to get into first here?
First we can tie in the whole social media as a lie to the sort of the engagement thing. And I'll say this has become more of a fad, and I'd say the last 5 or 10 years with the explosion of multiple social media sites. You know, we got 10 at this point, it feels like. I will say this. I'm not saying don't get married, don't have an extravagant wedding, but I will say this. If a girl loves you, she is not going to pressure you into some fucking $40,000 wedding ceremony. She will not care if you ever even get married. She doesn't care if you get married at a church. So I recently saw something on social media that I told you about the other day where I personally know a couple, and for years it was like they were the most perfect family ever, and Disney World and all this stuff. And now I remember I showed you that post where it was like the disrespect and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I fucking knew it. I was like, this relationship always looked too picture perfect to honestly be true. So because look,
it is.
Men and women alike, if you're single and you're playing your hand in meeting people and pursuing relationships, don't ever compare it to a celebrity relationship. Don't compare it to anyone you see on social media, your family, your friends, or mutuals, friends of friends. Don't compare it to any of that, because a lot of times it is a facade.
It is. It's fake shit, dude.
And even if it's not a facade, even if it is genuine, you're only seeing the best week of their year.
I was about to say,
at Disney World or whatever.
You're seeing the highlights of their lowlights, because their life is not like that 24/7. They're not always on vacation. They're not always out to dinner. They're not always out to love each other and shit. No, they sit there and they fucking argue about you didn't take the chicken out, bitch, and shit. You know what I mean? Like they fight and they argue, and that's not to say that they hate each other, but it's not as perfect as you guys portray it to be.
And I'm not saying that what you might be seeing is a horrible relationship or a perfect relationship. What I'm saying is when you see these pictures on Facebook and these reels on Instagram of, these dream vacations and the dream home shit, that's 1/8 of their life that you're seeing,
And it is chosen.
Yeah, it's handpicked.
Exactly. So it's not like that we have like a Big Brother CCTV thing in their living room and we see they're happy all the time.
Yeah.
No, they're putting on what they want you to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
a curtain, a facade.
yes.
So basically what I was trying to sum up to is this is kind of how comparison culture arose, because a lot of, especially girls, would be like, you know, they'd see these fucking reels and be like, oh, I deserve to go to Bora Bora for my first fucking date with this person. And it's like, no, like, so both men and women alike need to realize, like, no, you're only seeing the best week of this person's year. The best, you know, you're not seeing everything. So make it your own. You know, take bits and pieces of what you know and what you learn and what you learn from your parents' relationship, your friends' relationships, your all these things. As long as you have a good support system, because a lot of people don't. But you have to make it your own. You can take bits and pieces of like, oh, that's nice, you know. But at the end of the day, you have to make it your own. Pretend social media doesn't exist. Don't do it for social media. Like if I'm having a good time at a wrestling or a concert, I barely even post on social media.
Yeah, you know, like for me, like the last time I was at the house show here, I took so many pictures because I was front row. Like how many, even though it was a house show, how many people can say, yo, I was front row at a WWE event?
Yeah,
you know
whether it's WrestleMania or whether it's, you know, a small one, like, you know,
right. It's
kind of the same when you think about it. It's the same thing.
Yeah. It was a special event, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I had the time of my life, dude. But here's the thing. I didn't brag on social media to everybody. Like I sent pictures to you or you know, like, but it wasn't like, hey, Facebook, here's every fucking thing I did at the house show. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, like, look, here's Liv Morgan, here's, you know, Gunther, The Miz, shit like that, you know. So yeah, don't believe social media, like, especially, you know, this extends to misinformation too, especially this time of year. You got so many articles and so much shit. Like, I remember a time when I would be able to read the news. I'd be able to read an article in the news or watch a news piece and feel like I walked away with the truth. Nowadays, when I do this and I read an article, next thing I do, I open my phone and I have to do my own research to see if exactly what I just fucking read is actually true or not.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, dude.
So we got one more piece to get into that again ties into what we were talking about, the Game of Thrones AI chatbot.
Yeah, and I fucking hate that I found out that this happened at the end of our last stream. I had no idea about it. Now here's a question that I had that I've been struggling. I haven't asked nobody this question yet, but here's a question I've been struggling with myself. Do you blame the kid, or do you blame the kid, or do you blame the fucking chatbot technology?
I think honestly, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, but I think I blame the chatbot technology because you're taking advantage of a 14-year-old kid whose brain isn't fucking developed fully yet. And, you know, but again, that just goes to show how fucked up the youth is now. Like, again, like what we always talk about, that we used to ride bikes and play fucking baseball. And now these kids are obsessed with streaming and Prime and just bullshit. Like,
yeah, like our generation would have picked on you for talking to a fucking computer generated fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
And like, I'm not trying to shit on the mother's pain because I couldn't imagine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now she's trying to sue the company. So let's get into this here. 14-year-old killed himself after becoming obsessed with role-playing AI. Mom alleges as she launches legal battle. Megan Garcia sued character AI, arguing it has targeted the most vulnerable members of society, our children. That's a picture of him. A Florida mom has sued a popular lifelike AI chat service that she blames for the suicide of her 14-year-old son, whom she believes developed such a harmful dependency on he allegedly exploitive program that he no longer wanted to live outside of the fictional relationship.
And I thought when I was younger, I was going a little too overboard with, talking to girls on Twitter who lived in other fucking states. I mean, shit, at least they were real.
Right. At least they were real people.
You didn't want to live in reality anymore? What the fuck?
Yeah, hopefully this one has the messages in it. It doesn't. I
actually want to read the art, see most of the article though.
Yeah. I will find one that has the messages because I had one yesterday that had the messages. But let's see here. Where were we here? Okay. Okay. And an extensive complaint filed in federal court in Florida on Tuesday, October 22nd. Megan Garcia traces the last year of her son, Sewell Seltzer III's life from the moment he first started using character AI in April of 2023. Not long after his 14th birthday, through what she calls his increasing mental health issues until the final night of February 2024, when Sewell fatally shot himself in his bathroom in Orlando, weeks before he would have turned 15. Through character AI, users are able to essentially role-play never-ending conversations with computer-generated personas, including those modeled on celebrities or popular stories. Sewell was particularly fond of talking with AI-powered bots, such as Game of Thrones, his mom's complaint states. The lawsuit goes on to complain that the teen had killed himself on February 28th, immediately after a final conversation on character AI with a version of Daenerys Targaryen, one of the numerous such exchanges that Sewell allegedly had with the program. In the previous 10 months, messages have ranged from sexual to emotional to vulnerable. Okay, so this one does have the messages. It's just not a screenshot. And while on at least one occasion, the program had Sewell had told Sewell not to kill himself when he expressed suicidal thoughts, its tone allegedly appeared different that February night, according to the screenshots included in the lawsuit. I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much, Danny, Sewell wrote. I love you too, De Niro. That was his username. The AI program allegedly replied, please come home to me as soon as possible, my love. What if I told you I could come home right now? And the final reply was, please do, my sweet king. And then he immediately shot himself in the head in the bathroom.
Oh, stupid. That's like almost like the fucking Heaven's Gate cult shit.
Yeah, dude. His mother and stepfather heard the gun when it went off. Garcia unsuccessfully gave him CPR. Later said she held him for 14 minutes until the paramedics got there. One of his two younger brothers also saw him covered in blood in the bathroom. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Man, fuck, dude. I feel like it's a big experiment, and my kid was just collateral
damage, like a crash dummy, basically.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude. I can kind of see like both sides of this thing, dude, because obviously obviously he wasn't all there enough to try to make something happen with a woman, girl his age or whatever.
Yeah.
He got obsessed with the thing, but I don't know, like I definitely blame the company for at worst, I think there should be restrictions on having like AI fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, are there not like some
fuck, dude, they filter out political shit?
Yeah, and also like, is there not some moderator who can like say like, hey, let's not go this far or something, or see that, or are they just like, oh, is it all just about the bottom line? Apparently.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's I don't know, man.
Like, I just can't imagine.
I
So
feel bad for him. Like, I really do. I feel bad for him, but the other part of me is like, did you even try?
yeah,
You know,
and
like, was your first instinct to because he was 14, so like,
yeah,
was your first instinct to try AI? So like the argument for the AI girlfriend thing is
yeah,
that it like gives you practice, kind of like how I tell you that, like Tinder and Hinge and shit like that. That's like
yeah. Like 9 times out of 10, it may not get you a wife. You might have some
oh,
decent experiences,
yeah.
but I guess just take it with a grain of salt. Because again, we know some people who go a little too far with these dating sites.
Yeah, we'll be speaking to one soon.
Yeah,
But no, like, and I also understand too that people do have social anxiety these days, and you're also taking a risk by approaching a woman in
yeah.
person. I get it. But I, like I said, did the motherfucker even try?
Right. I mean, he's only 14 at the same time.
Right. So maybe something happened at school. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the mom is going to have her son's side on all this, you know, and that's to be expected. I'm not hating on her for that by any means. But it turns out that print shop in Syracuse is closed down, so I may have to hit Staples. That's fine though.
No problem.
For the posters, what we're gonna do, the two that we have now, and then you pick one, I pick one, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, for sure.
So shit, man. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.
That about wraps it up. Have a good weekend full of UFC, football, baseball, basketball.
This is something we should have got into. This is what I call the sports equinox.
Yeah, it truly is. We have all four. We have all four going on right now.
Yeah. It happens once a year, and you know what? It's one of the reasons that we did the show early this Saturday. Go out and enjoy it, man. Don't listen to these guys on TikTok who tell you not to watch sports.
Yeah. Fuck those guys. We'll get into that on another episode. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We could actually get into that on Tuesday a little bit. Actually.
Yeah, we can go. We'll do a deep dive on that, and then one of them will come after me and say that I don't go to the gym because a girl didn't break my heart.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, guys, it's been real. Yeah. We got some business to tend to. Thank you for maxing out our live view count today. I believe we topped out at 27. We're only getting bigger, buddy.
Yeah.
Better
enjoy your weekend. It's the last weekend before Halloween, so get some horror movies in. Go to a haunted house. Enjoy some sports. You know, enjoy your time.
Stay warm, and use your oven. Bake something in your oven. That's what fall is all about. Use your oven, man.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. I will obviously text you later.
Yeah.
I'll see you on Tuesday night, buddy. You guys have a good one.
Till next time.
We're out of here.